In this episode of GTA 5 O'Clock, we break down the GTA Online trailer and bring you everything you need to know. We talk gang heists and character customization, take a look at creating your own online missions and races, and explain what it means to own your own apartment in GTA Online. It's all inside this extra special episode of GTA 5 O'Clock.
Hello, welcome to another special episode of GTA 5 O'Clock in this incredible week for GTA 5. You've no doubt seen the incredible GTA 5 Online trailer. It's not even GTA 5 Online, it's GTA Online. It's an important distinction, I should know that having seen it. I'm Dan Dawkins, host of GTA 5 O'Clock, and I'm joined by James Jarvis.
Hello.
And we're going to go through the official trailer and perform a rigorous analysis, and that's on top of the huge amount of content already on the site. We've got a eyes-on impression of the 50-minute demo with exclusive screens contained therein. We've also got our part one of our chat with Leslie Benzies. There's so much going on, I can barely keep track, James, and my head is steaming.
No, there's loads of information, aside from all of the website stuff. Yesterday, we've also got this trailer that's come out today. I mean, Tim must be pretty sad that he can't be here to experience this. But
I think sad and relieved to be on holiday. So we'll press on with our trailer analysis. Okay, trailer picks up, strangely and neatly, exactly where the gameplay trailer left its teaser.
Yeah.
So in the last few seconds of the gameplay reveal footage, we saw someone in his apartment looking out at a big jet flying past. And in fact, in the opening seconds of this, we see the same jet flying past that apartment. Anything else to pick up in this scene, James?
No, it's just, yeah, like you say, it's the same apartment, but it's a different view. This one's from down the road, whereas last time we saw them in the apartment looking out the window. But no, it looks very nice, and I think this gives you a true sense of just how big the city and the world is going to be.
Yeah, and what really shows off, and this is one of the many examples of it, is the incredible draw distances in this game. And I think a lot of people are looking at it and saying, this can't be PS3 footage. But, having seen it, hey, yes, it is. They're doing really impressive things with draw distance and with lighting. There's a really good interview with their art lead, Aaron Garbutt, on BuzzFeed at the moment, talking about how they've achieved it using, distant light sources and how you can fly there and you'll still be going towards the same light source, and almost like using lighting as a loading mask. It's absolutely incredible stuff. Now, even myself, there's moments in this trailer where I think, can this honestly be the PS3 version? And again, if you follow the show, you'll know my thoughts on the likelihood of a long-term next-gen version. But I say we've seen this running on PS3, identical on 360. This is what we're going to get. So what's interesting is as it pans out, we get to see the jet fly over what looks like to me, James, is that Mount Zona Hospital as revealed on the website yesterday.
Yeah, it does look a lot like that. The top of the building looks very similar. So that's a good point, Dan.
And we can also see, if you're looking at the background, you can see the main bridge to the south of the city. You can see on the left a little bit of downtown. You can see the edge of the Mile High Club. So again, this gives us a nice sense of the geography to the sort of west of the main downtown city plug. And as the camera pans along, we can see, I thought this is quite cute, there's a building down to the south. I think it's got Chaps written on it, which sounds like a dude's clothing store to me. Also, what looks like, is that a tennis court on top of that building?
A rooftop tennis court, which is no good to anyone really, because if you hit the ball too hard, it's going to go flying off.
You're going to have to be really good at tennis for that not to be a disaster. And also, I think as it pans out even further, you get the full view of downtown and the bank building. But also, I think you can see what looks like the sort of Beverly Centre style, or the Rockford Centre, or whatever, the Rockford Plaza they're calling it. Their kind of big shopping mall region. I think Chaps is like on the edge of that. Next we see two guys on a bike. First thing to note, two people on a bike.
Yeah, double, we know you can get multiple people in vehicles like cars and helicopters and stuff, but now it looks like online you can offer your mate or whatever a ride on one of your nice new bikes.
You can give them a dangerous backie. Now, what this is starting to show off here is that, as we've talked about in our preview, as is now out there, GTA Online has 16 active players in the world at any one time. Now, but what you are part of is a much bigger worldwide community of GTA players. So all your stats, your reputation points, your cash can be compared with, like, let's say hundreds of thousands of other people who are playing the game online. So some people have said, oh, it's not on MMO, and I understand what they're saying. It's not everyone all active all at once, but you are all part of the same universe comparing the same stats. So I think it's a fair reference.
Yeah, it's got elements of MMO things in it, and it's not, you get the comparison if you go, oh, it's like an MMO type thing where you get points and money.
Yeah, it's a persistent growing universe for your stats. Now what we're seeing here is you and your crew sort of meeting up. So you see two guys on motorbikes. The guy in the sports car to the left, the blue car, is also part of your crew.
You can also see, Dan, Rockford Plaza sign in the background there, so that gives you a distinction of whereabouts this is in the world. And that big sign on the left there, there's some things for the 24/7 shop, which we know is the 24-hour sort of convenience store things.
Yeah.
There's also a thing for Echo Rock. Not quite sure what that is. There's a Walk of Fame, which I imagine is the Walk of Fame.
Yeah, it's the Hollywood Walk of Fame. We've seen that in our original in-game demo. That's where we saw Impotent Rage and one of the Republican Space Rangers. It's the kind of outside the Chinese theatre and the little star patch.
And then right in the background we have a rock and roll music shop as well. So there's some hints that we're going to get some rock and roll on the soundtrack.
Okay, you can see the crew now rolling out. Two guys on the bike, the guy in the sports car being chased by police, but don't worry because they've got backup in the form of a chopper.
A man in a chopper. Interesting to note, with a security camera or a feed on it as well, Dan, that you picked up on for many, many weeks and months past of all the security surveillance stuff in GTA 5 and in online, and this looks like it's got a camera on it as well. Yeah,
and so what we know now is that and this again is in the preview up on computerandvideogames.com that I've written, when you're in your apartment, you can watch the Weasel News TV channel, and you can watch other people within your game world, like others of the 16 players who've got wanted levels, in a sort of police camera action style live news feed. It's absolutely incredible. So you can watch on your TV someone being chased, then go to the apartment window and see them being chased outside your own house.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I guess technically as well, you could probably call in one of your buddies in a helicopter and directly interact with the world outside you, and then watch it happening on television as well as outside the window. It's completely incredible. I guess then you could pop out of your apartment and steal all their money.
Yeah.
It's completely mad. Okay, now we see them coming up to a police blockade, giving it no mercy with rockets. Anything to add here, James?
Just a bit further back, when they're attacking the police blockade with all the rockets, there's a building on the right-hand side which has got a nice sign on it which says the 1966 Digestive Co., which is, I guess, an old warehouse where they used to make cookies and things, and now they've got a Lofts now leasing with a phone number.
Ah, very good.
And we can see the Mile High Club again here, Dan. Still looks like it's under construction. Do we think it's going to be finished when the game comes out, or do you think this is now a thing that is just under construction?
I don't know whether this is fact. It could just be it stays under construction for the whole thing. I'm going to sneeze. I managed to hold that one in. I've speculated that there could be time. We do know there's time. We know you've got a calendar diary on your smartphones. We do know there's a sense of time and progression. Whether that goes as far as actual seasons and big seismic shifts, we don't know. Certainly in terms of mission planning, you need to set dates and agree to do things. Could it be that, and people have agreed with this on Twitter, that the Mile High Club gets slowly built and is in fact the building you infiltrate on the final heist when it's fully built? I don't know. Is it something that it seems like it'd be a significant object in the game, and perhaps its true significance will come out when we get the game itself. Okay, now again we get to see just the volume of different vehicles you can have at any one time. You've got a private jet flying past, you've got the chopper, you've got the cars, all different people all interacting all at the same time in their online world.
And speaking of loads of different vehicles, here we can see some boats on the thing. There's a man walking along past the lighthouse. There's a man flying a biplane that you get out in the countryside. There's just loads of things to be able to see and do. And is that a submarine emerging as well from the depths?
we got a submersible emerging from the depths. This location is where, when Tim and I went to see the single player gameplay demo, this is where we saw Trevor go under the sea, and he found the big the big sunken wreck of the ship. That was really hard to say. So yeah, and again, we know what this lighthouse is now because it was revealed on the website yesterday, but the name eludes me right now. Can you remember, James?
No.
It's on the website. Let's not make fools of ourselves. You can see the house related to the lighthouse there. This is on the eastern side of the coast. If you follow that river inwards, you'll end up in the Alamo Sea, which is the big sea region by sandy shores.
Now that house there, has it got a little blue tint on the roof? I'm just wondering whether that house is the one that we've seen in the one of the very first trailers that Trevor blows up and it like all explodes as he's walking away from it.
Oh, that's a good call, because actually you can also see like there's like a US flag flying outside. That's a really good comparison to make. But again, what we're seeing is, you know, people on speedboats, people on like flymo boats. It's really all going on all at once.
Oh, this is a lovely city shot. Really gives you a sense of everything. Here's another plane coming in. There's trains as well and cars, people standing by the oil drills. It's just, there's just so much going on all the time.
Yeah, you can see that like the big train network going through. I'd be careful about how we place this geography. I suspect this is more to like, is it possibly the eastern side of the city, the sort of southeastern side?
Could be.
Okay, and as we head out of that, we get to see the dude who we've seen previously planning a heist with the team.
Yeah, he's the disabled sort of IT expert man.
Yeah, and it could be that, again, in the original Hollywood casting call that GTA 5 did, there's a guy called Jerry Cole who's described as a disabled IT expert. And it looks almost like they've wrapped him up with a kind of like crazy Mel Gibson style character, like conspiracy theorist. Like he's IT expert come conspiracy theorist. You can see a poster that says the man is watching you. When you pan around his room, you can see he's got folders of documents from 1995 or something. I can't remember exactly. Also worth noting some of the comedy posters, cartoon geek posters on the wall.
I think are they posters, or I think they might be comic books.
Yeah, comic book covers. Sorry, he's got an Impotent Rage comic book cover, and we know all about Impotent Rage from our previous demo. Brown Streak, another great Rockstar pun. I can't quite read the one at the top.
No, that one was a bit blurry, but we can also see in this shot that on his desktop, much like everybody else in the real world, he's got the Life Invader social network open there. And as we mentioned the other day when we went through the website, the Life Invader tablet is quite intrusive. And you can see on that thing on the website that the pointer of when you click on photos and videos and things, the actual pointer is in the shape of a male part.
Oh dear. Okay, and now what we also know, as I say, this is archive of folders from 2005. You can see he's got like a lock room with CCTV coverage. What we know of GTA Online is that, you know, it's not like a traditional online multiplayer mode in the sense of that, you know, Rockstar just throw you in there and leave you to get on with it. You will be kind of like, there's a flow to it, so you will get introduced to certain concepts and structures by characters from within the GTA 5 single player world, you know, like this Jerry Cole character we're seeing. Now, it's likely at some stage you'll probably jump into like one of the main characters like Michael Franklin. Rockstar haven't confirmed that, but you will get these side characters showing you missions, and I think as you complete these little things and grow, your ability to get more out of GTA Online grows with it.
Yeah, and what we should say, Dan, as well, that you also mentioned in the preview, that the world of GTA Online is set just before the events of the single player game.
Yeah, it forms like a kind of preview. Rockstar wouldn't say how much, but it did say just before. Okay, and we get to see some action. We get to see you, you know, with your crew. Also, female avatars. Obviously, of course you should do that. But again, like Rockstar show, it's really tastefully done. It's not just like Xena the Warrior Princess, as a lot of games are loath to do. You know, you get to create a realistic, good female character, thank God. Okay, and here they are attacking the Los Santos government facility. You can see someone entering their special mode, it looks like, possibly.
Yeah.
Also, you can see the little red X, which shows when someone's been killed, so you can move on to the next target. Okay, you can see him popping out his handgun. You can see the radar dots. You can use cars as cover. The other car explodes pretty dramatically. Then you get to see the weapon selection wheel. Now, it looks like this guy has got some pretty customised kit there. He's got his parachute. He's got like an SVD style sniper rifle.
Yeah, he's got more than one handgun there. You can see it says 3 out of 3 on his pistol selection, so we're going to assume that he has another 2 to select from.
Yeah.
Loads of grenades and just a lot of stuff for causing a lot of damage.
Yeah, and you can also see like each weapon's got its own unique stats for damage, fire rate, accuracy. Yeah, here we go, popping a guy off. Nice camera pan. I think again you might be able to manipulate camera angles as you're playing the game. Rockstar said you better do that during races. Now we get to see some of the side mission stuff. I didn't know about this. Arm wrestling.
Arm wrestling is in.
Whether this would be a joystick waggler or some kind of button tapper, I don't know. I mean, this is like whether it's a silly thing you do for bets to say who's the most powerful broski. Now this is so exciting, James. I wanted to do something unspeakable.
When we first saw this, it was that sort of, wow, what? This can't be happening, really. Like going on a motorbike off the top of a huge mountain, and then as you get over the top, you're just greeted by like loads of your mates who've always also done the same thing, and have all just deployed their parachutes, and it looks amazing. Yeah,
it's sensational. So you see the guy biking off. It's just kind of stupid thing you would do. I mean, this to me looks like it's taking part in, I don't think that's the southernmost Zancudo River. It looks more like the northern river, which is more vertical, with more scope for parachuting, as we've talked about in previous shows. But yeah, you can see people taking part in like a freestyle base jumping gig, which is just incredible. Now you imagine playing that with your friends live. Just great fun. You could all be chatting away, talking to each other. Hey, we're going to land there. We're going to do this. I mean, this is just a fun version of it. Now later on, we actually see it in the context of a mission, which is even more exciting.
And you can also see that not only can you customise all of your clothes and buy different clothes and stuff, nearly everyone has a different parachute.
Oh man, customised parachutes. Where does this end, James? Okay, now we see a plane coming in from. This is like on the southwestern tip of the map, looking down towards, I think, Vespucci Beach, like their version of Venice Beach and the Del Perro Pier. Again, this sort of southwest coast we've seen less of, so this is quite nice. Okay, tennis.
Tennis on the beach. I think yesterday when we went through the website, we saw that they had a beach tennis tournament that was taking place that was free to enter. This looks like it could be around there in sort of a beach setting.
Interesting story about two-player tennis. When we chatted to Leslie Benzies, I said, would it be possible to play 4-player co-op tennis, like tennis doubles? Of course, that's what you'd want to do. Leslie Benzies suddenly went, where's my pen? Get my pen. And then he wrote down and he went we can do that. We haven't done it yet. It's only 2-player. It's an easy fix. We'll do it. So he wrote down 4-player tennis. So if there's 4-player tennis in GTA Online or GTA 5, you can thank myself and Tim Weaver. It's a pathetic epitaph, I grant you.
Hey, it's pretty good though, Dan.
But I'll take it. If that's my one contribution to GTA 5, I'll take it. So yeah, we can see full tennis game. Also, an interesting note to note with tennis: if you're playing tennis in GTA Online, somebody can't hit you with a rocket from a plane.
No.
Now, I mean, obviously that would be funny, but it would be quite annoying if you were trying to play tennis.
Yeah, they're like individual locked off areas. Once you start playing tennis, you're just playing tennis, and then once you finish that, you can go and do what you want.
And again, now we see characters who are familiar from within the world. This is Franklin's friend Lamar, who will introduce you to a different part of GTA Online. He also talks about representating or something.
Yeah.
That's maybe not quite right. But yeah, it's nice to have these characters cozy you into the world. Okay, we've got the Lugger light van. Your guy speeding past on his bike. Now again, we're seeing one of these sort of siege heist moments with everyone breaking through, trying to dodge through the traffic. Whoa, it's pretty close. What we're also getting is nice glimpses of the coast and previously unseen areas. Now we see our character getting into a really badass cheetah. Again, every vehicle you get in GTA Online you can customise. You can then put them in your garage. You can take out insurance with in-game companies so that if you lose your car, if it gets blown up, you can pay to get a new one delivered to you. It's absolutely incredible, the depth.
And there's a thing that you and Tim mentioned in the preview as well, which is up, which you can go check out right now, is once you leave your car in the street and it's your personal car, no one can actually steal that. Is that right, Dan?
Yeah, that's right. And I believe you can lock it so no one can steal it. And it will show up on your radar so you know where it is. I think if you leave it unattended for too long, the police will impound it, and then you can basically pay to get it back.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you customise a car to the nth degree, you're not going to lose it, don't worry, and it won't be the victim of spam attacks. Okay, so we can see the guy cruising in his car. You can look for a friend. Another nice thing is if I went now, James, if I called you, I could be in the car, I could get out my in-game smartphone, I could say, hey, where's James, let's hang out, so I could ring you using the smartphone and go, hey James, what are you doing? And you might be playing single player. I can call you into my world and go, I'll meet you on Vespucci Boulevard or something. I'll spin around the corner to come and get you. You'll be stood there. You can jump in the car with me. Say I'm playing a track that's not to your liking, like Waylon Jennings or something. You can jump in and go, hey, do you know what? I'm going to turn it on to Spiller's Groove Jet or something. Some sort of cool new
my favourite
song. Okay, and again, we see like the 2-player bicycle thing. We can see a guy in the back. You can shoot while he's on the back, so it's not just a cosmetic effect again. We can see the people heading off to a heist.
Yeah, this is in front of one of the banks, and banks are going to become quite important in GTA Online. You don't want to be carrying around all your cash at once, right, Dan?
Yeah, well, we saw, again, this is all in our preview show, but if you're carrying like an absolute wedge load of cash on you, it's possible for you to get hijacked, and if you'll spill a load of your money on the floor, a bit like Sonic's rings in Sonic the Hedgehog. You won't lose all your money, but you will lose some, so people can take that from you. So when you wake up in hospital or wherever, you won't have quite as much cash. This is the stuff that excites the living crikey out of me, James. This is like the idea of coordinating with your buddies to not just fight other human beings, because often that's where multiplayer games go wrong, because my experience is often of fighting like hyper-aggressive maniac 15-year-olds who are promising unspeakable ills upon me, and it's really depressing because they're brilliant at the game. The good news of GTA 5 is you can like group up with any of your friends and just take on AI adversaries, and you can challenge other crews by indirectly challenging them for times and things like that. Okay, so we see them marching in. Again, we're seeing a lot of the different character customization, different haircuts, different masks. And again, we can see the objective setting. The game's saying go behind the teller's line, using the shotgun to knock a guy out. And again, look at the beautiful detail of the entire
the reflections on the floor and everything are amazing. Now they've gone off to rob a liquor store, which is something you saw happen when you went to see the game up at Rockstar.
Yeah, we saw a convenience store hold up at a petrol station where they went in and were demanding that the teller gave them money. What I thought was interesting was that when you talk with your headset, your character's lips move more or less in time. Not brilliantly, but it does move in time with what you're saying. But they were sort of going, put the money in the bag, quicker, quicker! And I thought it was some sort of hammy act to make me impressed with how exciting the game was. They were getting carried away. But, the microphone will detect how urgent your voice is, and as a result, the AI character will spoon the money into the bag quicker. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's such a nice little thing as well, but it'll really make a big difference, and I can see everyone just sitting there shouting at the TV.
You can see there in the radar, you can see they've got the alert on, you can see the radar flashing different colours. They're in trouble, they've got to get away. Okay, again, now we see some sort of like more traditional deathmatch style gameplay, characters coming in a team. This looks again a little bit like Sandy Shores' areas. It's worth saying as well, noticing that pickup truck, that makes me think of again the what's it called, the casting call they did, where there was two references to hippie characters who were living out in the sticks and had wild conspiracy theories. And if you look at that, that's clearly a hippie van. And that's out in Sandy Shores, so again that could be a hint of that character actually being in the game.
Now this is a more sort of standard deathmatch sort of thing against other players. You can see you've got your team. How many of your team, I guess, is that points, do you think?
Yeah, it looks like kills maybe. Like for every confirmed kill, the points go down. You can see the tally going up as people are dropping dead. Headshots obviously make it count. You can see as the guy dropped, the opponent's score went up. Yeah, it's really fast paced, really exciting.
Now that is quite a long game as well. 49 minutes and 16 seconds.
Yeah,
that's a big old deathmatch.
That's a big deathmatch. I wonder if this is in fact part of the crew playlist feature where you can set up either like set or your own custom death matches in a playlist. So you can say to another crew, okay, we're going to meet you online, we're going to play a bit like Max Payne 3, we're going to play 5 of our missions and 5 of yours, and we're going to see who's the true king crew. So it could be you play through like that. It's not all shooting, James.
No, there's also recreational things, like we've seen tennis before. Obviously you can play golf and do other things like go jet skiing and things like that. Okay,
now this footage is great because this is actually stuff that Tim and I saw when we went to Rockstar North. The grand finale of our GTA Online demo was like a mini heist to collect a Titan aircraft, which is the huge sort of cargo aircraft you can see there. So this is like effectively actual footage of what we saw, apart from the fact that ours was recreated and played live, but this is the same environment. So yeah, you can see the guys bombing into the Titan. And this is how it was, there was loads of guards spilling out. There was like people blocking the Titan itself. You were running, people were shouting, to your left, to your behind, look out. Guy was floating in a chopper, calling in the shots. It's really exciting, coordinated heist, like really good stuff.
And this is one of the heists that is against AI opponents, so you can do this whenever you want with your crew.
Yeah, and look at that, like a microflight plane just blows up, you're charging all in, and it's giving you the objective, steal the Titan.
And you've got team lives in the bottom right there, so it's not individual efforts that you have to work as a team to keep everyone alive and get them to the end, I assume.
Yeah, you don't want to be carrying a team member who's so weak he's like a bullet sponge, because then you're going to go, where's all the lives gone? You know, it's our equivalent of Jar Jar Binks keeps getting taken out. Now this was amazing in the actual demo, because there was all this shouting and excitement and guards pouring in, and as they were doing it, one of the team broke out to the Titan itself, and he was like, I'm in the Titan, we've got to go, and he was going, I'll catch you off, I'll give you cover, shooting, it's like really exciting. And then the other guy was like running to catch up with the Titan, and you know, when they got in it, there was like the airfield was literally running out of space, and they had to pull up at the last second, a little bit like this, you know, whoa, and the storm's going. Everyone was like cheering. It was a really exciting moment.
And then we come back down to the other more sort of relaxing thing of getting your hair cut and customizing your characters.
Yeah, exactly. You can see, and it might be a hint here at the hunting. You can see a moose head on the wall. There's lots of different pictures. There's like an old. There's like an old ship there, like a proper sailboat ship. I wonder if that again is a hint at something that's actually lying under the shore, and I'll link that to something that comes in a minute, in fact. But you can see all the different haircuts. You can read for yourself. You know what's there. Yeah, in fact, this is what you see later on. There's a sign in the background. It's the Vinewood sign, but it's so old it's called Vinewood Land.
Like Hollywood Land.
Just like Hollywood Land, like in the olden days. So again, you know, Vinewood history follows Hollywood history, and you can see it here. You know, again, you see the Vinewood Land sign, you see the same boat. You can see various characters. I don't know if they're characters from within the world. I was looking myself to see if there was like a picture of CJ on the walls or something. I couldn't see it, but do let me know if you spot anyone who's really significant. It's a guy who looks a little bit like Kanye West, I think, in one of the pictures in black and white, but again, maybe not. This is Suburban, which looks like a kind of clear Urban Outfitters homage. Lots of hipster sleeved clothes. Lots of sports jerseys. Again, you can read, you can see it. They're not massively expensive, $45.
And then we go to Los Santos Customs, which is one of the places where you can go and customise your cars.
Yeah, exactly. There's lots more of this on the official GTA 5 website. There's no point talking about it now, but you can install carbon hoods, fenders, spoilers, new rims, custom number plates, blah, blah, blah. It just goes on and on. You customise your car. It does actually make a difference to handling. You want different vehicles to help you in races, which is coming up. Okay, this is Ponsonby Drive, which is the big shopping area.
With the giant horse.
Yeah. And again, you can see female characters, nice high heels, nice and practical for a heist.
For running about across roads and things. And then we're into an apartment, maybe her apartment, we're not really sure. You got some fruit on the right hand side there, and what looks like a very lovely place to live.
Yeah, I think this is the apartment that Tim and I actually saw during our demo, mainly because of the beautiful glass screen in the background with your buddies in there. What's also nice is that if your buddies are outside, they can ring on your bell outside the house. You can go to like the monitor and you can watch them on CCTV downstairs before letting them up. Maybe they'll knock on your door and go, we hate you, Dan. We're coming to steal your money. You let us in or you're going to die. Now, I wonder if then you can go, I better tool up and I'll let them in and blow them all up as they come through the door. I mean, that would be amazing. What's also pretty cool is you can see the TV running in the background with an episode of Republican Space Rangers. Yeah. As we know, we've seen them on the street. We speculated about there being a Republican Space Rangers game on your phone. Maybe not, but we certainly know there's a TV show now. We can see someone pouring a drink. It's ludicrous. Okay, you can see everyone hanging out. You can see the choppers flying past other players within your game world. You can see the guy looking at the, what do you call it?
The telescope.
Telescope, I was going to call it a microscope. That's completely different. And finally, we get to see the under apartment garage that we saw during our 50-minute demo, which again was like a sort of shiny Apple warehouse, and they're showing off here a real variety of like different cars for different occasions.
Yeah, this is where all your cars live, essentially, the ones that you've bought in the world and then customized, and you want to keep them there, and you can choose which ones you want to take out to do certain things with.
Yeah, exactly that. And you can even employ like a in-house mechanic who will fix your cars for you whilst you're like not around, so it saves you having to manually go to the garage to fix things. You can even, if you've got like the full-blown version, he'll drive cars out to you for specific missions. It's properly incredible. Again, beautiful lighting here. You can see the Borsak sign in the background, and this is street racing. It looked to me basically just like Midnight Club.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing, like the amount of things that are in this. There's heist, there's just street racing, which is just like a casual, you can do street racing, you can play tennis, you can play golf. There's so many like other games within this world that you can just go out and do. There's going to be so much stuff to occupy your time with.
You can see again where the people have smashed into the post. There was like a damage effect. That was really exciting. What also happened during our demo was that whilst we were performing a street race, players who were not in the street race but part of our world came zooming past it at the intersection being chased by police because they had a wanted level.
Wow.
So it's like, wow, it's really incredible stuff. Okay, but otherwise, yeah, it's as we expect. This isn't what we expected. Wow, stunt plane flying through checkpoints. Incredible. Also, as a geography piece, this is even more of the coastline I don't think we've seen. I wasn't entirely sure where this was, but if you look at the way the radar's set, like north looks to be sort of to the right of our screen, south the other way. Would this say then that we are looking westwards out here? If one is north, east, I think that would be we're looking west. So this would make this, I think, kind of west coast-ish somewhere, which we haven't seen an awful lot of west coast, sorry.
Yeah. And we can see, are those, do you think they're power lines that we can see on just at the bottom right there, or is it part of that cable car infrastructure that we've seen in the brochures for?
Could possibly be cable car structure. Okay, then we head into, races on jet skis. Really impressive. Again, looks like the Venice Beach style area.
Yeah, under a pier there.
It shows the ability, the game doesn't have to be high tempo. You can just wear badass clothes, drive a lowrider and bounce around listening to cool tunes being a player.
Just go cruising.
You can even enter passive mode where you can neither shoot nor be shot by anyone. So if you just want to enjoy the ambience, just do that. And what's really cool is, it's like someone's described already on our Twitter feed, and I thought this at the time. It's like PlayStation Home if PlayStation Home wasn't rubbish.
Yeah.
In fact, I always thought PlayStation Home, what it needed essentially was an end of the world apocalypse mode where people shot each other. GTA Online, it is that. You can own your own houses. Now, this where they're low riding is basically near the Chinese theatre region. This is where we can see, and you can literally see him, one of the Republican Space Rangers there in the background. The Walk of Fame signs for I married my dad. And now we get to see an alternative view of the lighthouse. This is very far eastern coast. A few of the rocks. We can see again just quite how rocky it is. We can see that house we talked about earlier that you said possibly Trevor blows up.
And is that a clump of buildings on the right hand side there?
Yeah,
is that the
it looks kind of like an industrial. I think that's a separate complex, maybe like an industrial power station. And again, everyone's powering on some are on ATVs, some are on dirt bikes. Could be a race, could be a jam. It's really exciting again.
And there are different bikes there. There's dirt bikes and sort of motocross bikes as well. So it's not just restricted to one vehicle type.
All different types at once. Okay, and it says it introduces us to new characters. This would suggest this guy with his little pork pie hat is a new character in GTA 5. I was thinking, hang on, is this a guy from, is he from San Andreas? But I'm afraid I couldn't pin a tail on that particular donkey, so please let us know in the comments if that is someone who I should know about. And again, he's giving out information.
Yeah, I like his little sign. No weapons, no drug dealing, no drinking, no loitering. It's just just basically don't come around here, but don't do anything.
I'm pretty sure that will happen. Now, this is more exciting stuff. We see parachuting, but parachuting is part of a kick-ass mission. So you're coming down in your parachute, wielding an Uzi. How ludicrous can it be?
One-handed parachuting, while the other hand is there to take out all of the targets.
You can see a guy now in a pretty swish pad. This looks like Rockford Hills area. Okay, we see him coming in, taking out a guy. Again, this looks like a really exciting coordinated mission. Now we see like the Sandy Shores region. This is where we see the Lost MC, or the West Coast chapter of the Lost MC.
Yeah, we're down on the range.
Bombing it up. Yeah, why not bring a jet fighter down in them? That's pretty exciting. And again, this is a brilliant view of the coastline of the Alamo Sea and the Sandy Shores area, where the bridge joins up.
I think we've seen before here that to the right of that little bit there is the Sandy Shores coastline. So we've seen this little bulge of stuff where the trailer parks are before in, I think, on the website or on another screenshot, so we'll be able to work out exactly where that is. Okay,
now we get to see the Elitas Travel, who will provide you with private jets of various description, and they'll be able to deliver them to you. I I do know that like certain characters in GTA Online will have access to vehicles like this. I don't know. I think essentially it will be the richer characters, or maybe they unlock at certain reputation levels. But you will want to amass friends who have got this type of access, because it will make missions an awful lot easier and make you basically a significantly better high roller.
Now it looks like from that description as well that you're going to have to buy fuel for your jet. So your jet costs £1,150,000, and then it says you can fly the Shamal coast to coast for just $50,000.
Oh, petrol. Again, because everybody in GTA 5 O'Clock Land asks about petrol. I asked Leslie Benzies, can you fill up your car? To which he sort of laughed and sort of went, well, we're not really, that's not really where we're doing it at the moment. But we said, where do you draw the line on reality? I would advise you to read the interview on computerandvideogames.com with Leslie Benzies, or watch part 1 of the show that's already online, or wait for part 2 tomorrow. So there we go, picking up the nice plane. More brilliant views. This looks again like leading up to the sandy shores. I think that's possibly Route 68. You can see it looping round. They get a really good view of the Alamo coast.
Yeah, and a big clump of buildings up there on the top right hand side as well.
Yeah. And finally we get to see, and we didn't see this when we saw a demo, the creator tools, which we're told that will begin like relatively basic, so you can only set up death matches and races by setting waypoints and markers and various different things. When you've created them, you'll be able to share them. People can log in through Social Club and access your missions. It will be possible to like have favoured curators or mission creators who'd want to use their content. Rockstar are keen to stress this is only the beginning for their creation tools. They are going to release more advanced tools as times go on. It could be that in the entirety you'll be able to make your own heists.
And the great news is that this, it looks really easy. Like there's no fiddly like things of going like, oh, I've got to go over here and make the terrain higher here, and you just sort of go bang bang bang, there's the start, there's the finish, and then you're just ready to go. Get
into it. And you can see him dropping off weapons for like death matches. And finally, like more Madass deathmatch stuff. Really brilliant explosions, tyres flying off, full car destruction. And yeah, it's quite nice when he takes out the old chopper here. Okay, and again we get to see this is like another famous region we've discussed with the wind propellers. You see the, what do you even call that? It's like an ATV.
It's like an off-road little buggy, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, we see the Group 6, Group 6, as it's known. This was a truck we saw being taken down in a micro heist called Blitzplay in one of the single-player missions we looked at. And here we see you sort of replicating that online with friends. You can see all of your crew zooming in.
And there's someone coming down with the chopper to stop them from driving along the road anymore, so the truck has to stop, and then you use one of your other crew members to go and lay explosives on the back of it, and then you can rob the truck.
Yeah, and this is where coordination is vital, so you'll be talking on your headset all the time about who's where, what you can see, and sharing information. Okay, police are coming in, you're speeding out. Okay, and just a stunning view of the city. Again, the time with the seasons and the reflection of the lighting is so beautiful, even online. It's worth pointing out that visually, there was really so little difference, if not any difference, between single-player GTA 5 and GTA Online. They are separate products, but essentially the recreation of Los Santos is the same across both worlds, and the feature set is the same. It's just that over time, GTA Online will grow into something much, much bigger. So there we go, that's our analysis. There's so much more on the site right now. We've got a full 50-minute Eyes on Impressions where we talk about lots of stuff that isn't in that gameplay trailer. Loads of new features and details. There's a full set of stories on computerandvideogames.com. If you haven't subscribed, please do, because you're going to get loads more videos from us explaining all of this, including part 2 of our Leslie Benzies interview. Now, it's not just the text that we've got up on computerandvideogames.com, but it's also our inferences for a few things he said. They're really worth listening to, because Leslie Benzies said some pretty amazing things.
Yeah, it's a pretty good interview, that one.
So, anything more to add, James?
That's GTA Online at the moment, coming out 2 weeks after GTA 5, around August 1st. But no, other than that, stay tuned to the channel. Dan and Tim will be back next week to answer all your questions. So if you've got anything about anything you've seen in this trailer, anything that's been said, anything that was mentioned in the interviews, leave them below. Get in touch on Twitter, GTA 5 o'clock, and Dan and Tim will be back next Wednesday to answer all those questions.